What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Sneaker Radar. This is a segment that we do each and every month for the best, the most hyped sneaker releases for the first half of March. And we also are going to do a second part. So be sure to subscribe, enable post notifications here, because sometimes we do videos on shock drops and restocks and stuff like that. And to never miss any of those updates, down below in the video description, be sure to follow us on X and enable post notifications there, because like for the Union LA drop, tons of people in the Sneaker Huddle family were able to successfully cop from the raffle. Congrats to each and every one of you that were lucky enough to hit. And we are going to talk about this a little later on in the video. You are going to have another opportunity on the Union Los Angeles Air Jordan 1. So be sure to subscribe. Would love to have you as part of the family. And kicking it off on March the 1st, we have the Fear of God Athletics 2. Now, there is, of course, going to be a low top sneaker. Retail has been set at $180, and a mid top retail for that pair is $200. Now, surprisingly, the Fear of God Athletics 2, the initial colorways flew out of stock super fast. So I think that Jerry and Adidas are onto something here where we have seen a little bit of increased demand. So needless to say, would not sleep on these pairs that are going to be dropping on March the 1st. Now, also on March the 1st, the pair that caught my eye, honestly, and it's not because of Pharrell Williams or anything in that regard, are maybe I'm just a little biased on the Superstar 82 from Adidas. It's just a sneaker that ever since I was a kid, there's just been something to me that I've just really liked this shoe over time. But most noticeably at NBA All-Star Week, I saw Damian Lillard, and this on-foot shot here is just a super clean representation of this upcoming Humanrace Adidas Superstar. Retail is $200, which is a little bit increased in terms of normally. I think the superstars are normally anywhere from like $120, but maybe on this superstar we're going to get increased more of a premium material. The thing I like about this is they have kind of taken the idea of the Y2K chunky sneaker and taken it to the Adidas Superstar, and I really like it. Now, also on March the 1st, Nike is looking to tap into the soccer football category with the return of an icon, the Nike Total 90. Retail has been set at $110. Now, specifically, this metallic silver colorway with the red stamp on the inner portion of the sneaker with the retro 90 logo. I really love this sneaker. The only thing that I know that it's the original. A lot of people that like the sneaker, they have a cult following out there. So I definitely would not sleep, especially in the larger sizes. I think these did drop early on like Slam Jam. If you follow us on X, you probably saw that post where they did drop early. I know a lot of you were able to cop early from Slam Jam to go ahead and, solidify your W. But the bigger sizes did sell out first. Where I was going with that is the side laces. I know this is the original design, but I think that personally I would like the shoe more if the laces were just straight down the middle. But needless to say, the people that love this sneaker have loved it for a very long time, and they're very excited for this to return. Now, the most popular, no doubt about it, sneaker release that's going to be going down on March the 1st is the return of an icon, one of the most popular Air Jordans of all time, and the most popular Air Jordan 12 of all time, the Air Jordan 12 Retro Flu Game. Now, if you don't know, this pair is famous because of the 1998 NBA Finals. Michael Jordan in Game 5 in Utah against the Utah Jazz broke out with the flu, and this is the mid-top basketball sneaker that Michael Jordan wore for the Chicago Bulls on their run to the 1996-1997 NBA season. Although Jordan broke out with the flu, he dropped in Game 5, 38.7 rebounds, 5 assists, and a few days later, the Bulls clinched the title. Retail for the pairs have been set at $210. Definitely do not sleep on these, and be sure to follow us on X down below in the video description, because wherever these do drop, whether it's midnight tonight, 3 a.m. Eastern time over in Europe, if you want to pay overseas shipping to get them early to solidify the W, or if there's drops at 7 a.m., 9 a.m., we're going to have you covered all day tomorrow. So be sure to follow us on X down below in the video description. Now, moving to March the 5th, they flew out of stock initially, and we do have a full review, which I will link it right there. And that is, of course, the second colorway of the Nike Pegasus Premium. Retail has been set at $210, and this is the second colorway of this super innovative new design from Nike. this is a really, really, really good sneaker. I'll leave it at that. If you are more interested in the tech, be sure to check that video out. Now, moving on, later that day, we get more colorways of the Nike Air Max DN8. Retail for these new colorways is set at $190. And just like for the Pegasus, we have done a review on the initial Hyper Pink colorway. Like I said in that video, the Hyper Pink colorway wasn't personally for me, but I was just excited to try this new Nike DN8 out to see how good they are, the good, the bad, and how they look on foot when you style them with different outfits. And I'll link that video right there if you are interested. But the good news is that more colorways are coming on March the 5th. Now, moving over to March the 8th, we have the women's Air Jordan 4 Abundance. Retail has been set at $215. This is a super clean colorway for the ladies and also for the men. These are going to come in extended sizes, so some of the males out there will be able to add for the foot. Now, moving to March the 12th, one of the most iconic releases ever, which was behind Jeff Staple with the Staple Pigeons with the Nike SB Dunk Low. Jeff Staple, the iconic designer, has teamed up with Brooks on the GTS4. Retail has been set at $175. These are going to drop on March the 12th. And the fact that this does have Jeff Staple's name behind it, Brooks has done an amazing job with the new trends moving into 2024 for past year and moving into 2025. They continue to do really well in the running category, in the athleisure category. I would definitely not sleep on this collaboration if you're looking to pick up a personal. Now, moving to March the 15th, the Nike Foamposite 1 in the black and Volt colorway. Retail has been set at $240. Now, in my opinion, the best sneaker release for the entire month, and I have been a huge fan of this gentleman, and I just love him as a person, and that is, of course, Nigel Sylvester with his collaboration with Air Jordan on the Air Jordan 4 Retro. And this story that they're telling here is the brick by brick, which is a nod to Nigel's roots when he grew up in New York City, for all the bricks that are, of course, throughout New York City when you're out and about. Now, while we're on this story, I gotta go grab something. Give me a second. So this shoe right here was the first Nigel Sylvester collaboration, and this is obviously, of course, the Air Jordan 1. And this was actually the very first sneaker that I ever paid resale for, because I struck out on this sneaker and I just really, really wanted it. Till this day is most likely my favorite Air Jordan 1 of all time. So needless to say, this Air Jordan 4 brick by brick, I would really personally love to add it to the sneaker collection. So best of luck to me and best of luck to everyone out there in the sneaker community, because this is probably one of the best sneaker releases for the entire year. Now, moving to March 15th, we get the Adidas AE1 Low in the Arctic Night colorway. Retail has been set at $110. Now, this low top version of the AE1 is kind of a nod to, I believe, the Minnesota Timberwolves. This colorway specifically, if you are a fan of Minnesota, this would be a really good game day shoe, because basically it's a really good representation. I think the best representation so far of the Minnesota Timberwolves jerseys. And also on March 15th, we get the third colorway of the Adidas Harden Volume 9 Metamorphosis. Retail has been set at $160. So if you are looking for the Adidas Harden Volume 9 in a green colorway, here's your chance. And a return of an icon on the 15th. Also, we have the Air Jordan 9 Cool Gray. Retail has been set at $210. Now, if you're unfamiliar, the Air Jordan 9 was right in between Michael Jordan's two three-peats. He had his first three-peat, he won 3 championships in a row, and then he had a second three-peat. And most likely he would have maybe possibly won 7 in a row or 8 in a row, or depending, if he wouldn't have taken a break to play baseball. And the Air Jordan 9 was actually invented as a baseball cleat, and he of course rocked it when he was playing in the minors for the White Sox. When MJ returned to basketball, they did not win a finals because he came back kind of right before the playoffs, and the Last Dance documentary kind of talked about his conditioning, but then he picked up right where he left off with the Air Jordan 11 Air Jordan 12, Air Jordan 13, and 14. He wore all those sneakers on his way to his second three-peat. But the interesting thing about this specific colorway of the Air Jordan 9 is this is the only colorway that Michael Jordan ever suited up on the hardwood when he came back out of retirement to play for the Washington Wizards. He did hoop in this cool gray colorway. Personally, I think that the cool gray 9s are the best colorway of the Air Jordan 9. Let us know your thoughts down below in the comments. But if you are looking to pick these up, you can do so on the 15th. Retail has been set at $210. Now, also going down sometime within the month of March. At the moment, it's rumored to be the 15th, is the Maniére Air Jordan 3 in the Diffused Blue colorway. Retail has been set at $225. Now, just like for all James Whitner Maniére collaborations, expect very, very premium materials on this Air Jordan 3. Most likely it will be a password page launch, a new domain drop is what I should say. So if you are looking to add this, we always help you out on those new domain drops as much as we possibly can. So be sure to follow us on X down below in the video description and enable post notifications, and we'll do our best to help you cop these on drop day. After that new domain drop, we'll most likely see a Nike sneakers release, just like we are going to see for the Union LA. And that reminds me, we got to talk about the Union Los Angeles Air Jordan 1s. We are going to see another launch on Nike sneakers in the month of March. It's not loaded at the moment, but most likely look for mid-March to late March, sometime within the month of March, for the Air Jordan 1 Union. And let me double check that real quick to make sure that now that I think about that, I think that they have actually been loaded to Nike sneakers. So scratch everything that I just said there. Okay, I guess I was right initially. They have not been loaded to Nike sneakers yet, but look for them to be loaded in the coming weeks. And we'll also see most likely boutiques get raffles for these, like your Undefeated and, you know, retailers such as that. Possibly. It is possible that this could be a Union Los Angeles and Nike sneakers exclusive. And if that happens, then, you know, these are our only two chances. We could see Union Los Angeles maybe do another drop. But in the event that there is raffles, we will put a raffle thread out on X for every single raffle you can enter. So be sure to stay tuned for that. Now, moving to March 18th is, of course, the Nike SB Air Jordan 4 in the navy colorway. Now, this is the third, I believe, colorway, or maybe the second. I forget exactly. The initial SB was the pine green, which the resale, and they flew out of stock super, super fast. This navy blue colorway, expect nothing different. I have personally never had the Air Jordan 4 SB, but people claim that they're much more comfortable than the Air Jordan 4 Retro. I don't know if that's the insole, but I guess something with the insole, the cushion combination to how they change it, maybe the padding and the sock liner. I don't know. I've never had the chance to pick them up yet. These are going to be dropping on March 18th. Be sure to check out your local skate shops. And all you have to do to cop those is simply go to NikeSB.com, type in your city or address or zip code, and it'll filter all the Nike SB shops that are closest to you. All you got to do is follow those shops on Instagram and also call them if you have any that are close and see when they are going to be receiving these or what is the raffle that they're going to be doing. And when they do in-store raffles and also the online raffles for these, once again, we'll have those on X. Also on March 18th, we get the Air Jordan 1 Low Obsidian UNC colorway. Retail has been set at $140. Now, this is very similar to the powder blues that we received, I believe, last year, that were kind of like a black toe, and then they had like a turquoise or kind of like a powder blue on the heel counter. Now, this time, this obsidian colorway, we of course get navy blue with the navy blue laces with the Carolina blue powder blue towards the heel, which in my opinion looks so much better. So I do think that with the Air Jordan 1 Low, these should be maybe a easy pickup unless something changes over the next month or so with stock and the hype around sneakers. So if you are looking to pick these up, I probably wouldn't sleep, but I would imagine that they'll be a pretty easy pickup. Now, when it comes to the first half of sneaker releases for Sneaker Radar, that sums it up. Be sure to subscribe to the channel by hitting that Sneaker Huddle icon right there and check out some content there on the left. Would love to have you as part of the Sneaker Huddle family and come back for Sneaker Radar Part 2. God bless and have a great day.